Alright you guys, so I am bringing another yoga class to you from the nice warm humid south, and for this class I just have a mat handy or a towel, whatever works, and that's about all you need. Unless you want to have a chair nearby, you can always modify things and do any of these things in a chair. Feel free as we go through our class to make this your own. You can adjust, you can make things more challenging, or you can make things easier depending on what your body needs for today. So starting in a standing position, let's find feet hip distance apart, and just with your arms down by your sides, take a moment to breathe. Tuning into your whole body, we just take that pause to integrate the feel of your feet on the mat and to notice your legs connected to your pelvis, connected to your spine. Notice your arms and all the way up to the crown of your head. Check in mentally and just observe in real time what's going on in your head today. If you can, taking a step outside of yourself and just looking from a distance at what's going on mentally. Then from here, let's take an inhale, reaching both arms up overhead, and an exhale, arms to heart center, bending through the knees, folding forward, allowing your head to relax here. Feel free to keep a nice generous bend in those knees. And then from here, let's soften through the knees a little bit more. Think about strong feet engaging with the ground as you press back up to standing. Taking an inhale, reaching the arms. Exhale, arms to heart center. Pausing, breath in, breath out. And then let's take the left hand to left hip, and the right arm can reach tall. And then taking a little side bend over towards the left. Back to center, swapping sides, reaching the arm up and over. Notice side to side differences here. Maybe it feels a little tight going one side compared to the other. We're going to do the same thing again, each side. Other arm. And back to upright standing, reaching the arms behind you. Maybe it feels good to interlace them, and you can reach them away from your body. If it's hard for you to interlace the arms, you can just reach them apart and behind you too. Always options here. Taking that stretch, and then softening through the knees. Let's fold forward, reaching the arms overhead. Releasing the arms down by your feet, allowing your head to relax here. And then we're going to step back to a down dog position. So planting the hands, nice wide hand support here, and then we're stepping the legs back one at a time, making a slight V with our body. And so maybe it feels good to keep your knees a little bit bent. Your heels do not have to touch. And I always feel like I have to adjust a little bit once I get into that down dog to find the right distance for the hands and feet to be apart from each other. And so from here, if it feels good, you can then take a little heel pumping action up and down, pedaling the heels towards the floor, one and then the other, just getting that nice calf stretch. And then finding stillness here, pressing the floor away from your hands, shifting the hips back, taking a breath in and a breath out. And now lowering the knees, let's find our hands and knees position, and we can move into a little bit of cat and cow from here. Breathing in as you lower the navel, breathing out as you round the spine upward. And then finding middle ground, let's take a little child's pose. So with the knees wide-ish, heels together, sitting the hips back towards the heels any amount, reaching the arms forward, forehead to ground. You can always modify by having the elbows bent a little bit and resting the arms on the ground that way. Taking a couple deep breaths here. As you breathe in, just feel the expansion of the rib cage out the back part. And then let's come back towards hands and knees. So making that transition back up to hands and knees. From here, we're gonna feel the belly tighten. So draw your belly button towards the spine. And then what we can do is think about pulling the shoulder blades together and back just a little bit. So we engage those shoulder blade muscles. And then we'll take a little opposite arm and leg. So left leg can reach back if that feels all right. And you can add then the right arm. And then let's take arm and leg in and swap to the other side. So right leg and left arm. And then let's bring arm and leg back in. And we're gonna find another child's pose. So sitting the hips back any amount, the arms forward. And now finding hands and knees again, slowly making your way back upright. And then let's tuck toes and we're gonna press back up to down dog. And from this down dog, just take a nice deep breath in and out, sighing that breath out loud on the exhale. And then we can walk our feet towards our hands, bending through the knees. And let's rise up to stand, taking an inhale, reach. Exhale, arms to heart center. Pause here for a moment. Feel your feet, maybe give your knees a little wiggle. And then we're gonna root through your left leg, stepping that right leg back to find your high lunge. So back heel can be lifted here. Let's see if we can just reach the fingertips up just a little bit further if your arms are lifted. And now taking arms to heart center. We're gonna lower that back heel and kind of spin open a little bit towards your right. And then we're finding our warrior two position here. So the left knee is bent and we're reaching the arms out to the sides. Right knee is straight. And then let's reverse the warrior. Right arm down, left arm lifts. And back through, we're finding warrior two. Then let's take arms to heart center. We're gonna pivot back around to face that left leg and take a nice big step forward with the right leg to meet the left leg. Let's take an inhale, overhead reach. Exhale, folding forward. And then stepping the left leg back now, we're gonna find that high lunge position. So back heel can be lifted. Reaching the fingertips. breathing. And then from here, arms to heart center. We're gonna open to your left to find warrior two. So your right knee will end up being bent and your left knee will be straight. Making sure you're breathing, steadying your whole body, letting your shoulders sink away from your ears. Then let's reverse the warrior. Left arm down, right arm lifts. And coming back around, we're finding our warrior two again. Arms to heart center. And then we're gonna step our feet together to find the top edge of the mat and find ourselves back in our standing position. Let's take an inhale, overhead reach. Exhale, folding forward. Stepping that right leg back. We can lower that back knee. And then if you need to, you can adjust your front foot forward a little bit so that your knee is not going way past your foot. And then we're just angling the upper body forward a little bit and the hips forward a little bit to find that hip stretch that works for you. You may feel it in the front of the hip on the right side or even on the underneath part of that left side thigh. Working to lengthen your spine here. So tailbone to neck, and then also feel a little opening across the chest. If you'd like to now, you can take your left hand on the inside of your left knee and just let, or left foot, and just let that left knee fall out to the side a bit. And then we'll bring that left knee back to midline, take your left hand on the outside of that left foot again, and we can help that left leg underneath us. So we're back to hands and knees. And then tuck toes, pressing back up to down dog. Nice breath in and out. And we're gonna walk the feet towards the hands, bend the knees as you get closer. And then this time, stepping that left leg back. And we're gonna come down on that left knee. Again, pull that right leg forward a bit if you need to. And then we're shifting the hips forward and the hands forward, finding that nice long stretch down the left side of the hip or the thigh. And we may even feel this on the inner part of that right thigh. Think about lengthening the spine, tailbone to neck. And opening across the chest. Shoulder to shoulder, nice opening there, smiling those collarbones forward. Then if you want to take the right arm on the inside of that right leg, you can, and just let the right knee fall out. It may not move very far, and that's okay. Then let's bring the knee back to midline. We can take that right arm on the outside, again, of the right foot, shifting our way back towards the back leg. You can help the right foot underneath you if you need to, and find hands and knees. And then at tuck toes, we'll press back up to down dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Walking the feet towards the hands, bending through the knees. Let's rise to stand. Inhale, take a reach. Exhale, arms to heart center. Breath in, breath out. Pausing here. And now let's step that right leg back just a short distance. We're going to find our pyramid stretch here. So right leg is back just a little bit. Left leg is in front. And then just angling, hinging forward at the hips. We're reaching down towards the floor here. Now this is where if you have blocks handy, it's kind of nice to have those blocks to bring the floor up a little bit higher. Or what you can do if you're feeling a little tight in that hamstring today, you can bend your knees a bit. Allow yourself some bend to get to your support with your arms, whatever you have available. And then let's step the right leg in, and we're gonna step the left leg back right away, finding that pyramid stretch on this side. And now step the left leg in to meet the right leg. Bend through the ankles and knees, and let's rise to stand. Take a reach. Exhale, arms to heart center. Pausing here, breath in, breath out. And then rooting through one leg. We're gonna move into a little bit of balance. So if you wanna hang on to a wall, feel free. But we'll root through one leg. You can choose which one you wanna start with, and then reach back. And if you have long pants on, you can grab your pant leg to help you, or grab your ankle and down towards your foot. And we're gonna find a bit of a stretch down the front of that thigh. Feeling strong through your standing leg. And if you'd like to, you can add your arm lifting, or maybe that arm's holding onto a wall or a chair, and that's fine too. If you can't quite reach your foot, feel free to rest that foot on a couch or a chair too. And then we're going to slowly release that leg, bring the arm down. Let's switch to the other side. And so whatever leg you haven't done yet, let's find that leg, reaching for that ankle or foot. Or again, you can prop that leg up on a couch. Finding the stretch in your thigh area that works for you. And that may be with or without the balance challenge portion. And then we're slowly releasing that leg and arm can come back down. Give your legs a bit of a wiggle, and then we're going to find our way onto our back. And so feel free to meet on your back. We're just going to go right on down there. From your back, moving into a little bit of bridge. So bending the knees, having them hip distance apart. Let's press into the feet, lift the hips, keeping the thighs parallel. Working to relax through the neck and shoulder area. And now I'll go ahead and lower the hips back down. Take a little side to side knee wiggle. And then we'll try one more bridge. If you choose, pressing into your feet, lifting your hips. Relaxing through the neck and shoulders, keeping the thighs parallel. And now slowly lower back down. Let's cross the left leg over the right. And if it feels okay, you can hug the inner thighs towards each other here and take the arms out to the sides. Let's let the knees fall towards the right. Enjoying just a few deep breaths here. As you breathe in through the nose, feel the belly rise, the rib cage expand, and just feel that air travel up and underneath the collarbone area. And then we can bring the knees back towards midline. Let's change the cross of the legs. So the right leg crosses over the left, hugging those thighs together, and then allow the knees to fall left. Same thing here, finding just a few nice deep breaths. Allowing your body to notice and to feel. What do you notice in terms of side to side differences? And now let's bring the knees back towards middle. We're going to uncross. Let's take our butterfly stretch, feet together, knees wide. Just allowing gravity to do the stretch here. Let the knees relax. Finding your breath. And then drawing your knees towards each other. Take a little side to side leg wiggle here. Maybe it feels good to just reach your arms out overhead and your legs out straight. Just taking that big stretch from one end of your body to the other with a nice deep breath. And then you can bring your arms and legs back to your back in a little bit closer if that feels better with your knees bent and your arms by your sides. Take a moment just to check in again. Notice how your whole body feels. Taking that pause to just really integrate your physical body, your mental body. Notice any things that maybe you need to let go of. Maybe things that are just using up unneeded energy. Saving that energy for other uses. And then from here, I will close out our class. Thank you so much for joining me for this short yoga routine. Namaste.